Today makes it exactly 30 days since I started my 30 minutes walking challenge. And I must admit, I've seen tremendous changes that even though the challenge is over, I still think this is something that will stick with me for a very long time. And I'm happy of the transformation I experienced so far. And this transformation I wish to share with every one of you to have a first-hand experience of what it feels like to try something new, something out of the ordinary, and to also inspire you, to motivate you to get going with whatever mission or whatever goal that you've set out for yourself. Hi, I'm Somto. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be sharing with you what has changed, the transformation I've experienced so far, and some of the challenges I faced all along on this journey. When I started this challenge, some part of me was doubting myself. This part of me always believed that maybe it wasn't going to work out. Maybe I would backslide. Maybe this is not the habit for me. Maybe this is not a challenge for me. But after this whole process, all throughout this whole journey, I can see for sure that it's not easy, but it was well worth it. Some days I walked in the sunshine, some days in the rain, some days I had to do it at night because I couldn't meet up with my daily obligations and I had to postpone till the evening. And this has shown me that with the right amount of motivation, with the right amount of strategy, with the right amount of structure, that it's easy. Oh, wait, I would say not easy, but I would say that it is possible to achieve every set out goals that we set for ourselves, or at least that I set for myself. And if you've been following the last videos, you will also know that this is not about perfection. This is not about doing the right thing, not about having everything right. This is just about showing up and making progress. It's just progress. I need to get from point A to point B. It doesn't matter how long it took me to go from point A to point B, but the fact is, I needed to move from point A to point B, and that was what this challenge was all about. Physically, I can see and feel the difference because before now, I've somehow felt a little bit heavier than normal. But in these last 30 days, I've realized that somehow I feel lighter. So the goal wasn't for me to lose an excessive amount of weight. The goal was for me to try something out of the ordinary, something I haven't done before. Here is what I've noticed so far since I started this challenge. I feel much lighter, my legs feel stronger. I look forward to going out of the house these days. I think like 2 days ago, I felt so much joy stepping out of the house because the weather was amazing. And of course, with autumn here, it was very, very easy and I felt really great about myself. The biggest win wasn't what's changed on the scale, but what changed in my mindset. This is an indication for me and as well for people around me that once I set out to do something, I get it done. And it doesn't matter what. The biggest transformation wasn't physical, but mental. And in this journey of life, it is instrumental that we have our mental capacity in check, we have our mental situation in check, and we have it in control. And that is more or less what this challenge was all about, to get my mindset in the right place. Walking became my daily reset. It was so much easier for me to think while walking. It was so much easier for me to clear my head while walking. And then I realized that this was the best thing I did for myself in these last 30 days. I come back from each walk feeling a little bit more calmer, more relaxed, and more clear-headed than the days before then. It's just crazy how small and little things can make this change in our lives. Unless I forget, the main reason why I chose this challenge was because I wanted something simple and something authentic, something that requires no gym membership, something that I have little or no reason to give excuses for. For instance, every other challenge would have created an avenue for me to give excuses. I would take, for instance, going to the gym. Excuses like the gym was not open today, the gym is far away from me. In order to eliminate all these factors, I had to choose something very simple, something that required little to no effort from me to do. Of course, it wasn't easy. Some days I felt like there was no need to do this. For over 30 years, I didn't have to do this, and I must admit, it was difficult times. But one thing that made the difference for me was I had a structure in place, like a tip I have for everyone out there. So when the going is good, set up structure in place to keep you motivated and to keep you going when the going gets bad. And that was the tool that helped me throughout this journey. On the days where I didn't feel so much motivated to go for the walks, the structure I had in place was what got me going. And I realized that some days, the motivation, or I would say most days, the motivation comes from doing, not before doing. Some days I don't feel motivated stepping out of the house. But the moment I told myself it's just a 30 minutes walk, how much is it gonna take from your day? Just get your things ready and step out of the house. It makes the difference for me. And a tip I have for you is when you're trying to make something new, when you're trying to build a new habit, the best thing is to make it as simple as possible for you to start the challenge or to start the task. For instance, you want to start meditating, which of course, I don't know, this might be my next challenge. If you want to start meditating, the tip I have for you is to set up a plan where you just have to meditate for 5 minutes every day. It doesn't have to be more than 5 minutes. If you try 5 minutes and it's a little bit too much, you can go down to 1 minute. But the major thing is to break that barrier, that entry barrier, because most times that is the challenge. To step out of my house, to step out of the house was one of the major challenges I had. And what made a difference for me is that I had a plan in place, and one of the plan is that I know that this walk is going to be for 30 minutes. So 30 minutes walk was enough reason or was enough motivation for me to decide, okay, you know what? I step out of the house now for 30 minutes. It's not gonna take too much from my day. I realized that every time I showed up, that was when it mattered the most. And like some people would say, you don't build a habit when it's easy, you build a habit when it's hard, and you do it anyway. Here are the things I learned from this challenge. You don't need motivation. What you need is momentum. Slow and steady always wins the race. You don't need to set up a challenge of 5 hours a day. You can start little. 5 minutes per day, 1 minute per day. Try to build up your mindset. The mindset comes first. So get your mindset in the right place, and then it's easier to carry out the next challenge or the next plans or the next goals you have for yourself. Of course, start small, but stay consistent. And to crown it all, it's not about doing something huge, but about showing up and proving to yourself that you can show up. Here are some of the results that surprised me. I sleep better these days. In the past, it was always difficult for me to fall asleep once I lay in bed, but I realized that after going for walks, it's quite easier for me to sleep these days, and I think clearer and I manage stress much better. And even my creativity got improved from these walks. Honestly, that was when I realized that walking is not just an exercise, but a therapy in motion. So here I am, 30 days later, with my testimony. I can honestly say that this challenge changed me. It reminded me that little steps, when taken daily, can lead to very big results. If you've been watching from day one until this day, I say congratulations and thank you very much for showing up for me. And I also want to encourage you to embark on your own challenge. Do this. Tag me in your challenge and I look forward to hearing from you. You can leave your questions in the comment section and don't forget to hit like and subscribe and join me as we level up one habit at a time. Till next time.